How much time do you spend doing this? According to a survey, the average smartphone user scrolls the equivalent of 78 miles a year. That's 3 marathons.
We are increasingly glued to our phones. Just look at this 30 seconds we filmed outside Oxford Circus earlier today.
You find yourself picking it up without even thinking about doing it, and then consequences it's interfering with things like sleep, exercise.
Every pixel on your screen is performing a magic trick on your brain. And here's what nobody tells you: it's not just changing how you see, it's changing what you can see. I'm about to reveal how display technology has fundamentally altered human perception itself, and why this discovery will transform how you interact with every screen for the rest of your life. But first, you need to understand why your eyes are being tricked right now, and you don't even realize it's happening. Here's something that will blow your mind. Every image you've ever seen on a screen is a lie. Your brain thinks it's seeing continuous motion and solid colors, but it's actually processing millions of tiny dots flashing on and off 60 to 120 times per second. We call these pixel picture elements, and they're the building blocks of digital deception. Think about it. When you watch a movie, you're not seeing 24 frames of continuous motion. You're seeing 24 still images per second, with your brain filling in the gaps. Your visual cortex is literally creating the illusion of movement from static pictures. But here's where it gets really interesting. Different display technologies are hacking your visual system in completely different ways. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to 1897, when a German physicist accidentally discovered how to control human vision. Ferdinand Braun created the first cathode ray tube, a device that fired electrons at phosphor-coated screens. For nearly a century, this technology dominated how humans consumed visual information. But here's the crazy part: CRTs were incredibly inefficient, bulky, and contained hazardous materials. Yet they persisted because they had achieved something revolutionary. They could make light appear where there was darkness. Then came the flat panel revolution. LCDs didn't create light, they controlled it. Instead of firing electrons, they twisted liquid crystals to block or allow light through. This was a fundamental shift from emissive to transmissive technology. But the real game changer? OLED. For the first time since CRT, we had pixels that could turn off completely. True black, infinite contrast. Your brain had never experienced this level of visual fidelity before. And this is where display technology stops being just about showing images and starts rewiring how your visual cortex processes reality. If you've ever wondered why some screens feel more real than others, it's because they're exploiting different aspects of your visual system. Your eyes contain 3 types of cone cells, sensitive to short, middle, and long wavelengths. Every display technology manipulates these cells differently. LCDs use a backlight filtered through colored layers. OLEDs directly emit specific wavelengths. QLEDs use quantum dots to create pure monochromatic light. But here's what's really happening. Your brain is constantly adapting to these different light sources. When you switch from your phone to your laptop to your TV, your visual cortex is recalibrating every time. You're not just changing devices, you're changing how your brain processes color, contrast, and motion. This is why the same photo can look completely different on different screens. It's not just about color accuracy, it's about how each display technology interfaces with your specific visual processing system. And this brings us to the most important part: how this is changing human behavior in ways we're only beginning to understand. Display technology isn't just showing us information, it's training our brains to expect certain types of visual stimulation. The average person now spends 6 hours and 45 minutes per day looking at screens. That's more time than you spend sleeping. Your visual cortex is being conditioned by refresh rates, color gamuts, and pixel densities in ways that didn't exist in human history. This conditioning is creating new expectations. High refresh rate displays make 60Hz screens feel choppy. OLED blacks make LCD grays look washed out. Your brain is developing preferences for visual experiences that didn't exist 20 years ago. This isn't just about entertainment. Display technology is reshaping fundamental human behaviors. The rise of second screen usage, where 88% of people use another device while watching TV, isn't just multitasking, It's your brain seeking the specific type of visual stimulation it's been trained to expect. We're seeing the emergence of phubbing, phone snubbing, where people check devices during face-to-face conversations. This isn't rudeness, it's visual addiction. Your brain has been conditioned to expect the specific dopamine hits that only certain display technologies can provide. And this is just the beginning. Holographic displays, retinal projection, and quantum dot technologies are going to create even more sophisticated ways of manipulating human perception. So, here's what we've discovered. Every screen you look at is training your brain to see the world differently. Display technology isn't neutral, it's actively shaping human perception and behavior. Now that you understand this, you're part of a small group of people who recognize how display technology influences not just what you see, but how you think and behave. Here's what you can do right now. Pay attention to how different screens make you feel. Notice the difference between your phone, laptop, and TV. You'll start to recognize how each technology is interfacing with your visual system differently. Drop a comment and tell me, which display technology do you find most visually appealing? And now that you know how they work, do you think that preference is natural or learned? And if this changed how you think about screens, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started exploring how technology shapes human perception.